Hi everyone, I hope you're well. I thought I'd just create a quick video and send it out to everyone just to give you my thoughts on what's going on in the market at current situation. Of course, there's lots going on in the media, and if you had seen the news yesterday, you would have seen on Sky News mortgage lenders pulling out of the market at the moment on certain deals just because of interest rates going up. And of course, where are we? We've got inflation going up, we've got the pound falling. With the pound falling, anything you importing into the country, of course, is going to be expensive. That's going to add to extra inflation, extra costs. So all these things are happening. You've got costs, you've got inflation going up, that's continuously going up. Of course, the Bank of England is putting up interest rates to try and curb that inflation. So just less spending, and they're trying to curb that inflation that way. But if we look also at the government, they did a mini budget. You've got a lot of people moaning at what's gone on with the budget, and it's disastrous and all these things going on. And it makes you as an investor wonder, what the heck do I invest? When do I invest? When's the right time? When's not the right time? So let me just give you a little bit of background first of all. So first of all, where we are in the market right now, you've had a lot going on. I'm not going to blame the current UK government with what's happened in terms of the mini budget and what they've done. There's probably one or two things I don't agree with, and that will be about taking away the 45% tax for the 1%. Okay, I could be included in that class, but I can still say I disagree with that. I mean, if it was me, I would, instead of saying 20% down to 19, I would say probably 20% down to 15 or 16 or 17%. Give more people money. And I actually find it quite okay, the mini budget, because for the first time in years, the government is actually putting in money into the back pocket for people to help them, to actually give more money to them in their back pocket, and obviously help with everything that's going on. So I don't really mind it. But then you might say, but Peri, yes, the government is doing that, but they're borrowing to do that. And of course they are. So what's happened with that is, of course, with that going on, and let's also put it to this hasn't come into effect yet. It comes into effect next year. Some of it does. Well, at least the percentage, the corporation tax, I like that, the 20 to 90%, that all comes into effect next year. So it's not guaranteed that it's going to happen, but it's on paper, it's in writing at the moment. Okay, so that's where we are. But of course, if you look at everything that's gone on, COVID, you look at the war in Ukraine and Russia and all these things that are adding on to it, this mini budget is not all doom and gloom, in my opinion. Yes, you're borrowing, and yes, the Bank of England has started printing money, quantitative easing in a sense, isn't it? That they're putting more money back into the market to pop up the economy that way. But if you look at money as a whole, it's really been on a decline for many, many years, isn't it? I mean, the dollar's no longer backed by gold, and there lies probably the biggest problem, is the dollar not backed by gold, and money as we know it has just becoming devalued over the years. So of course, as it's being devalued, you're getting this quantitative easing where we're pumping more money into the market to prop up really nothing that's backed that money up. So that's a kind of a vicious cycle that we're going in. So it's not just happened, it's been going on for a long time. Okay, so where are we right now? Interest rates are rising. Oh my goodness, run to the hills, it's a concern. No, it's not, because if I go back to when I started investing in 2005, in 2006, 2007, interest rates were at 5 and 6%, 4.5%, 5% there and thereabout. Yes, and I was always stress testing my numbers all the time at 6% because it was close to that in any case. So really, if we do land up going to that 5 and 6%, which we're kind of already getting to right now at this point, it's kind of going back to what it used to be. The fact that interest rates have been so low for all these years, it's never been like that. Therefore, it's like a bit of a bonus it was like that, but it's always going to go slightly up. I don't predict it's going to go to 10, 12, 14%. It can't, because it will obviously destroy a lot of people. So interest rates are going up to the 5, 6% for residential. Work your numbers based on that. And at the end of the day, what's going to happen with the property market? Is it going to be a massive crash? Look, there's definitely going to be a slowdown, and potentially, yes, 10% the market's going to pull back You got to also understand if the market's gone up by 20% over the years and it pulls back by 5 to 10%, we're still up 10%. It's a pullback. It's what happens in all markets. It's nothing to be tremendously concerned or worried about. But what should we do in these times? I personally would carry on still going ahead. I would make sure I understand what strategies I'm investing in. Of course, doing a flip in this time could be a little bit something risky you need to do. Make sure you got your exits in place. But if you were going to do a buy to let deal, or whether it's an HMO, a buy to let, a single house, buying a block of flats, and it's a buy and hold strategy in today's market, today, a month's time, 2 months time, at the end of the day, as long as the numbers stack up, you know your future market value in the market you're in currently, you understand your rents, as long as that stacks up and it washes its face, meaning you put money in your back pocket, happy days, invest as far as I'm concerned, because rents are not going to come down. They never have in the history that I've known it. Yes, right now in Scotland there's a rent freeze, but in England and Wales, that ain't happening. It's not coming down. Rents don't come down. They'll either stay where they are and slowly creep up, but they never go down. So if you find a very good deal this month, next month, and it washes its face and it stacks up, take it, because you're cash flowing. It's okay. But Peri, what happens if I bought it for 100,000, the market drops by 10% and it's worth 90 and I'm in negative equity? Yes, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world. As long as you are receiving your rent and you're cash flowing, it's going to be okay. Because is it going to stay at 90,000 as an example for the rest of its life? No. Over time, markets will recorrect. That means you'll get back to the 100 and then you will go on. When I invested in 2008, a lot. So I started in 2005. In 2008, the media, the markets were doom and gloom crashing. I just made sure I did my due diligence correctly. I did what I needed to do, and I made sure I was buying the right properties in the right areas, in the right streets, with the right, close to shops, schools, amenities, crime statistics, all those things I took into account, and I made sure the numbers stacked up, and I kept buying properties. And it's because of that that's put me in the position that I'm in today, which really steered me in good fast. So what I would say is, ladies and gentlemen watching this video, don't be worried and go, oh, I will invest when the time is right, which could be in 2 years' time when it settles down. Let me tell you, there will be plenty of opportunity coming into the market. And please remember, as money is devaluing, which I've given you the reasons why, it will continue to devalue, which means your cash in your bank becomes less and less over time. So what we should be doing is putting it into appreciating assets, Assets, you put your money into it and it gives you cash flow. Okay, you make money from it. So whether it's gold, silver, property, you got to put your money from the bank into assets, because as that money is devaluing over time, because nothing's really backing it up, the only thing we should be doing is putting it into property. And yes, you've got interest rates going up, factor it in at 6%, speak to your mortgage brokers, understand where you go, because these products will come back in the market. The only reason they've pulled the products out the market is because the lenders have been pulling out, because the banks just putting the interest rates up as and when they feel. So they're very, very reactionary. And because they're reactionary, the lenders can't determine, if they're going to put it to 3% and we've just done a fixed for 4%, our margin's only 1%, we're not happy, or 0.5% or 0.75%, we're not happy. So that's why they've pulled out. So they're waiting for the bank to just give a bit of stability, the Bank of England that is, a bit of stability into the market, and then you will see the lenders bringing their products back in where they've got their margins factored into place. But I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the time to be worrying. What is the time? If you're not busy buying a property, my advice, and please, there's a disclaimer to this, make sure you speak to professionals, speak to whoever you need, to brokers, whatever, FCAs, IFAs, whatever you need to do. However, my advice, if it was me, is I would be absolutely gearing up for a lot of opportunity. And if the deal is right today, take it, because the markets might just come down to a level, if not even crash. But I'm predicting a bit of a drop in the market. Okay, but if the deal is right, go for it. And I would definitely be gearing up, because in the months to come, there's going to be plenty of opportunities. But make sure you do your due diligence, understand where you are. And to end off, why would the market potentially crash? Because high inflation, pound falling. Okay, obviously if the pound starts getting up, that could change things, but the pound is falling. Inflation is obviously high at the moment. With all of the uncertainty, people are a bit wary to buy properties, to move from one house to the other, which means there's a slowdown with demand. And when there's a slowdown with demand, that means the market will slow down and property prices will start potentially falling because of the lack of demand. So slowly this market's going to turn from a seller's market into a buyer's market. And that is the best time to be investing in property. So ladies and gentlemen, if you've got any queries across any of the platforms that I'm involved in, the sourcing platform, the educational platform, send us a message, send us an email, get in touch with us, ask myself or any one of my team questions, and we're here to help you. But the message is, ladies and gentlemen, do not be scared of what's going on in the market. The time is right for opportunity. Happy investing, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.